Hi Pisces. First of all, I really, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank the ones who are donating, sometimes a lot, and surprise, shock me, and really touch me deeply. Others are donating on a very regular basis, a little less, but it's also helping so much. And of course, in the material world, we need to survive, right? But what it means truly, this financial help, is that I'm on the right track, that the manifestation, the abundance is coming from my truth. And Pisces, this is also your truth. And I'm just so happy that you're here present with me, that I can be here as well, and will be more and more as everything settles and stabilizes. You know, my life has been chaotic for the last 2 years, and truly I want to be more present and do more. So you guys give me the power to continue focusing more and more, deepening my own spiritual growth, my own being, and recognizing that whatever I'm going through, we are all going through it at the same time in different ways, but we're all truly connected. And so this is most wonderful. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But definitely the card that came here is, when it comes to the richness, material abundance, it will come at this time for you, Pisces, if you're authentic. Prosperity, authentic prosperity is coming here with number 6. And so this is saying that if you follow your truth, if you are patient, if you're able to go beyond yourself, beyond your emotional issues, beyond your own blockages, you will manifest. If you can reclaim your mind, we have here third eye vision, reclaim your mind and get out of emotional challenges by focusing on a solution. If there's a problem, if a problem arises in this life, it's because there is a solution. It's the waves of life itself. If there was no wave, it would be like the heart. You know, when you're in the hospital and the heart, if you have a diagram and it's going this way, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's alive. But when you die, right, there's no line. It's a horizontal line. It doesn't move. And so if we can see the emotional waves as those challenges to be resolved, we are on the right track. And to resolve that, those two cards came together. You have spiritual evolution, set your heart free. Only when you set your heart free, when you are centered and clear the space within you, you have clear and activate, create sacred space, are you able to clean up your mess, your emotional internal mess. All of those contractions, those blockages, those layers and layers and layers of emotions, of sadness, of confusion, of insecurity, of fear, all of that, at the end of the day, life can sum itself up into two paths, right? The path of fear and the path of love. And when we talk about love, it's not just the romantic love, connection, sexual, emotional, no. It's clearly spiritual evolution, setting your heart free. How is a heart free? Maybe we can ponder a little bit on that. Maybe you can also close your eyes, and maybe after this message, you can ponder, not through the mind, not through the mental conflict, but through your intuition. This is where you have to be. This is where the insights come through you. The confusion arises from here, from the mental conflict, the mental space. But if you can allow your mind to drop into your heart, perhaps that's how you set your heart free. Perhaps your heart is contracted and imprisoned by your mind. Because it is a spiral, it works together. You know that when you think, when you visualize, for example, they're talking about affirmations here, visualizing. When you're visualizing truly what would feel good to you, your dreams, your dream life, where you would want to be, what you would want to be doing, with whom you would want to be doing it, alone, with this person, having kids or not having kids, having a house on the mountain or at the beach or whatever. All those are material things, but they are manifestation. And that manifestation is energetic first. You have here the magician. He holds the light. He holds all the power within him. And the problem with society is that in education and in school, we're not taught that because it's very dangerous for governments, for they cannot control our mind, manipulate our mind if we know our power, if we know our creative power. But the truth is, they know about that. And that's how they know how to manipulate us, with the media, with Facebook, with the other, the social media, the TV, everything, internet. So we need to always stay conscious to truly stay centered and clear within our own space, to not let anyone manipulate us, and especially not ourselves, because what happens is that when we grow up and we go through the process of schooling and also education from our parents and all that, our parents are just repeating, if they're not enlightened or awakened at least a little bit, they continue their own pattern. That's how, with their own fear, they will educate us. And so that becomes very ingrained, that before 5 years old, we were like sponges. We take everything in without judging it, without saying, we don't have a consciousness that says, oh, this is not good, this is not true, this is true, this is, we just take all of it in. And so if you happen to be born karmically, right, in a family that holds a lot of traumas, a lot of fear, a lot of ignorance about life, and are not very high frequency, then you take all that on, but you are not born with that. So that is what we speak about when we say the construction of the ego, the layers and layers of all of that garbage, right? And so when we awaken to the fact that perhaps none of this was true, none of this was us truly, that at the end of the day, beneath the surface, right? Look, this is saying, look beneath the surface. Light codes, travel awaits you. Again with the third eye here. Shield your energy by creating the right boundaries. And the right boundaries are with other people around you, but also within yourself. Because if there is still that little voice of the ego that is telling you things that are not true, that are the illusion, the Maya that we saw in the last reading, then you yourself need to create boundaries within yourself as well. You need to go deeper, which means that you go higher than the emotional garbage can, right? So for that, we need to be in that clear space where we reach this love, this heart that is available, that is the heart of the universe. And we are this heart as well. We are, all of us, this heart. It's just buried deep down. And so with this lunar eclipse that is coming through, this full moon in Scorpio on the 16th of May, which is in a few days, right? We need to use that very emotional time right now. You might be feeling very like things are speeding up. Everything is going too fast. You need to rest, but you can't, and the more this happens, the more abundance happens for you, the more responsibility, the more things are going to go quickly. So you need to be prepared right now. internally to be able to rest at every single moment as you're doing so many things. This is not about, staying in bed and meditating for the whole day. No, it's about finding this space, silent space, where you're able to be, but also move through your day. But move from the place of source, not from the ego. Move from this silent space that is not reactive, that is not the ego, that is not emotional, that is pure heart, that is clear, that is high frequency, and that is more neutral, that can see and actually make better decisions, because you're not in one side or the other, you're not in the drama of anything. You can see through yourself, most importantly, so then you can see through others. And so that helps you with a judgment of anyone, helps you go on the right path, but you need to be here. And so as we look beneath the surface of our ego, beneath the surface of the world, beneath the surface of our emotions, and we set our heart free beyond our mental space, because we are deeper and higher. We're no longer in the personal. We are able to travel and communicate as well. We have light codes here. Insights come. But we need to be truly anchored in that space. And that means that we have let go of fear. You have divine will here, and Ascended Masters create open communication. So when you let go of fear, when you surrender, you feel the presence of the divine. You understand, you have touched maybe 1 second this spark of true heart, true love. Once you're there, this is so sweet and so beautiful that there's no way that your emotions, your darker side can take over. You can actually embrace your darker side with humility, with consciousness, because you have created a space. You are deeper and higher, right? So you are in that calm breeze versus the storm. When you're in that calm breeze, you can perceive it all, feel it all, but you're not that. You don't become that blockage, that contraction, that heaviness. You are here. You're here, rising, which allows you to live more fully and manifest more clearly, right? So it's not about repressing anything. It's about anchoring yourself in the space of your true truth. When you are in your true truth, you live. You truly live your essence, your mission, your purpose. And you recognize all the problems and challenges are to be resolved, are to be solved, show you something. But it's only when your heart is free that you can do that, right, Pisces? So when this comes through, Pisces, you have put others first and be patient. That needs to be taken with a grain of salt, right? Because putting others first can also be, there can be a disequilibrium that happens, especially with us, the empath, over very sensitive Pisces. So here, it could be talking to a specific person in your life, romantic or a friend or family, very dear to you, very close to you perhaps, that is not as awakened and might be a little bit heavy in your field, right? And the decisions you have to make and all that. And here, truly, if you're more evolved, you're not judging the others that are not. Spiritually, I'm saying. I'm not saying you're better. You're just more evolved, more awakened. You're seeing deeper. But that doesn't mean that you're better than anyone else. So there's a need here to dive into even more compassion and the fact that others need more time, perhaps, or don't understand maybe need to be around you because they need your light, but you need to find the right space, the right boundary where you're able to remain in your light, remain focused, reclaim your mind, your spiritual center, whatever happens around you and whoever is around you. So yes, if you're supposed to help people, even more so you need to be centered here. And this compassion comes through. This generosity has to do with being generous with yourself first. Because you won't be able to be generous with others if you're not full. It's only when you're full and so full that you overexplode, you know, there's this, when there's so much love within you for yourself, then it spills out for others. But there's no you being half full and giving and becoming empty. We need to get to the point where we are so full that we overflow. We overflow naturally, and we're not trying to help anyone. We're just being this energetic field. We're just remaining that light, that source, that rock, that solid rock, spiritual rock. And naturally, that helps others, right? But this focus is really important. Don't let yourself slip away. Don't let your mind slip away, right? Especially as there's more material things that you need to take care of. People, things, legal papers, whatever, all that. You need to stay here. And so whatever you're doing, Pisces, here, take bite-sized steps, they're saying. So that means stay in your power, like we just said. And also, you know, that every single journey starts with a single step. That's one card of another deck that is not here, but it's being channeled here. So take bite-sized steps means that go slowly but surely. It's okay. Don't overwhelm yourself. The most important is that your focus, your being is clear. The detox could be whatever you're eating, could be stress. Stress is the most important element that we need to detox, really, truly. Before nutrition, I would say, before everything you drink, everything you smoke or whatever, or everything that you intake, or, of course, any toxins that are, alcohol, very heavy meat, a lot of, when it's really greasy, and, anything that is really heavy by itself is going to make you heavier. So it's going to be harder for you to stay light within that. But you also need grounding. So for you need to find your own equilibrium when it comes to food itself. But the energy, the clearing of stress, of negativity, of contraction, of tension is, we feel here, most important. Because whatever happens, whatever you eat, whatever, you don't depend on any of that. Because at the end of the day, the most important is the clearing. And truly, through the light that you visualize, through the breathing that you do, and through your mental focus that drops in your heart, and consciousness of your body, you're able to always stay in light, in relaxation, in the space of stillness, of silence, as you're doing so much. Okay, so the crown chakra came strongly here as well today, as well as the owl. It's not in the spread, but it came in the pre-shuffle. It came twice in two different decks. And the owl has to do with creating inner harmony and mindful wisdom, being in your wisdom. This mindfulness we just talked about, this harmony, this energetic harmony within you that needs to be so clear. And that will enable you to go through the darkness, whatever darkness there is, and see sharply, see clearly. As well, it will open up your channel with above, right? The divine channel, the insights. Like we said, the mind drops into the heart. You become this spiritual being that you are really, truly, but you let go of the layers of fear that really block all of that. And as you relax, the channel opens up here and internally. It's all internal, and so then you become, there's no boundaries. Your body is no longer a boundary. Your mind is no longer a boundary. You just are. Life itself. Right? So there's no longer a separation with the outside, and there's no longer a separation within yourself. Because you are beneath the surface, right? And so because you're beneath the surface, you're above the surface. So then you become whole. Clear. Inside out is the same. Nothing. So it's everything. Yeah, Pisces. I think this was good for today. I had, 2 last cards that I want to show you. You got the Phoenix here. Resurrection. Rendition before the change. That really appeared really important here. Because this Phoenix has to do with definitely Scorpio energy. Again, that is happening with this total lunar eclipse. In Scorpio. Full moon on the 16th of May. And so this truly has to do with facing all of the stuff, right? The story, heavy story, and embracing it, letting it go, knowing that you're not that. You are truly not that. At the end of the day, you're just love. You're not that fear. All of that garbage is fear. Contracted knots of fear, tension. But as you let go, that's what it is. Remember, nothing, everything. And that's nothingness, that space, that serenity, that harmony, that calm breeze. You're okay. You are in this rainbow energy, happy family. Your heart is completely open. Number 33 here. Master number, crass consciousness. Door to romance, they're saying. But again, the heart free. The freedom of the heart. What is it? Ask yourself this question. And so here they're saying that also before the change that happens a lot, when you're very close to the light, that's when there is even more struggle. More so. Because you're becoming more empowered, stronger and stronger spiritually. So don't give up. The heavier, the more hopeless you feel, helpless you feel, the more you can know that this point is because you are now shifting. The door is going to open, right? And it could surprise you. You have here the Lady of Lightning. They're talking about surprises and sometimes a shock. A total change of paradigm. So this change is on the table. We've seen it at the last reading. We've been seeing it. But here it's happening. And you know that the eclipses, there are not so many in 1 year. When they happen, their effect is for at least 6 months. And so here we are in the middle of we had the solar eclipse, now we're getting to the lunar eclipse. We are in the middle of this change, this huge change. So harness the power of that energetic push. Because you can do it, Pisces. Remember that in all this turmoil, there is a stillness. There is a heart that is free. Okay, Pisces. So go beneath to go above. I love you. I'll see you very soon. Please take care.